What's going on, y'all? This is KM Best. I had a ton of fun playing this Phoenix Force Spider-Man 2099 deck in Conquest. It was a blast. I really enjoyed it, and I feel like I wanted to show you some gameplay of me actually having fun. So we're going to talk about this deck. It was the most fun that I had for sure in a full 6-hour stream on the second day of Twitch drops, which, by the way, are still going on. You can find me on twitch.tv/KMBestMS. This is the list that we played. It is a slightly modified Phoenix Force list. I was pretty much just looking for something to do in Conquest because I have not done a lot of Conquests recently, which means I wanted to play stuff that my viewers wanted to watch. We picked this up and immediately crushed 2 top 100 players in Conquest matches. And I do think that is, weird, right? That's a weird thing. I didn't expect that to happen, and it did happen even with the Spider-Man 2099, the Heimdall, all of that, and it made me sort of think about how this deck operates and the differences between Conquest and Ladder. I think this is a deck that actually gets a lot of value out of being a Conquest deck, because you know what your good matchups are, and you can just stomp all over them. Now, what are your good matchups? Pretty much every mid-range deck. All you're really trying to do is maximize cube gains once you know what your opponent is playing. And you can usually just go wildly over the top of basically anything that they're doing, and you get to do all this with your hand as basically hidden information. You know exactly how the game is going to play out when you have a hand of, multiple man, Venom, Phoenix Force, and some locations that move cards around. You know you're going to win that game, and you can snap that very early, very efficiently. So the snap equity is a big part of this deck. The specifics of it are basically just trying to catch your opponent by surprise. And right now in Marvel Snap, there's probably never been a better time to be unpredictable than right now. The value of unpredictability and of moving cards around has basically never been higher in this current metagame, thanks to Alioth, cards like Shang-Chi, and of course the ridiculous amount of other decks that are moving cards around. In addition, being a little bit finicky has never been more valuable in this game, because if someone Lokis you, then suddenly they are in a position where they have to figure out how the hell to use your cards against you, and your deck requires a lot of setup that they didn't do. Their Phoenix Force isn't going to get what your Phoenix Force is going to get because you went out of your way to kill off a multiple man. By the way, about multiple man, when you Phoenix Force a multiple man, I know this is obvious, but it can't be Shang-Chi'd. Moving around the board, leaving 8 power multiple man poops behind is very good. When most decks are playing fair games of Marvel Snap, just being able to consistently put a bunch of power everywhere is very strong. And so many decks are doing this fair Elsa style gameplay. And for that reason, this deck is actually fairly well positioned right now. So how does it work? Well, your basic plan is that you are 2 decks mashed together in order to acquire a better overall matchup, but both decks have similar matchup profiles, meaning whether you do the Phoenix Force thing or the Shuri Nimrod thing, it's going to be good in the same matchups. You are still a mid-range crusher, regardless of which plan you choose to use. Now, the Phoenix Force plan, typically you want to play a multiple man or a Human Torch early, and then you want to kill that with a Carnage or a Venom or a Deathlock. And then after you have killed that, you bring it back as a Phoenix Force and start leaving 8 multiple man everywhere you can. So that is plan number 1, and then just the rest of the deck just does what the rest of the deck does. You just put power on the board. Now, plan number 2 is you actually going to want to save that stuff. Instead of killing off the multiple man, what you're going to do is you're going to Shuri into Nimrod, and then blow up the Nimrod and Venom somewhere, and you just have a bunch of 12 power Nimrods going anywhere, and they can't get Shang-Chi'd, and it's just a very powerful, very tough thing to deal with. A lot of mid-range decks are not equipped to handle you doing things like this, and that is sort of just how it goes, right? What you're looking to do, fundamentally, is make a big guy and then make copies of that big guy. Ghost Spider is the splash that allows us to have Spider-Man 2099 in the deck, because this is the overlap that we get. Ghost Spider generally in this list is used for 2 purposes other than Spider-Man 2099. Purpose number 1 is if you have a multiple man Phoenix Force, you can then move it around and get an extra copy. Purpose number 2 is people are big fans of Cosmoing or Eliathing your Nimrod lane. So if you have to move it out of there, that also works. So you can avoid getting Cosmoed, avoid getting Eliath, a final turn of, say, Ghost Spider, Carnage, and a 3-cost Destroy card is a fairly common line to take. I don't like Human Torch. I would honestly kind of consider cutting him here, but a lot of me not liking him is there are a lot more Shang-Chis now, especially in High Infinite. There are more Killmongers as well. High Infinite on the server that I play in probably has more Killmongers than I've seen in a very long time, and I don't like making an investment into Human Torch with the idea that it will then get Killmongered, it will then get Shang-Chi'd, and I don't even have a Taskmaster to really make that work. I don't even have a Taskmaster to benefit from it as much as I can, so I think right now Human Torch's value is significantly lower than the value of Multiple Man, and if you are considering where to allocate your destruction cards, that is something you should be considering as well. Carnage's superpower is he makes things go boom and he costs 2. If he didn't cost 2, that Ghost Spider play that we talked about on the final turn of the game simply would not be possible. Carnage costing 2 is phenomenal, and of course he's a pretty reasonable card on rate as well. Multiple Man is the premier target for your Phoenix Force. Again, 8 is such a phenomenal number of power for Phoenix Force to have. A bunch of 8s is it's awesome, right? You do a Phoenix Force Multiple Man on turn 4, it ends up being a total of 24 power. That's just hard to beat when you're also doing other things. When your 4-cost card is 24 power, that's really strong. Venom goes crunch, he eats Multiple Mans, he eats Human Torches, he eats Nimrods, that's what he does. And of course, he does it probably the best of any of the 3-cost destroy cards. Venom is one that will get the power from the things that you eat. So a lot of your Nimrod sequencing is figuring out where you want the Venom as opposed to the Carnage or the Deathlock. Figuring out the lane that you want to go tall in, that's usually going to be the Venom lane. That's going to be the one that has the most points in it. So do keep that in mind when you're figuring out your final turns, regardless of what plan you've gone for. I don't like having to run Deathlock, but I do feel that in order for the Nimrod plan to be truly efficient, you do need to be killing off Nimrod multiple times. This gets even more true when you aren't able to Shuri the Nimrod, because you're going to be playing a much smaller deck then. But if even in those scenarios, Nimrod ends up being, about 24 power if you can blow him up twice, and that is a powerful thing to do. There are a lot of things in this deck that duplicate up to 24 power. I cannot complain about it, especially if you have the Venom as well as a Deathlock. Like, you do pretty much put out a lot of power fairly consistently. You're just a little bit predictable in doing so. Shuri doubles the power of things. Generally speaking, doubling the power of something is insane. When you're doubling the power of something that doubles itself, such as Nimrod with a Destroy card or Phoenix Force on a Multiple Man, that's usually even more insane. So yeah, that seems pretty straightforward to me. That's why we play Shuri. Did you know that Multiple Man Phoenix Force, is actually bugged? Because Multiple Man Phoenix Force should be able to create Phoenix Forces that also can move. And even with that bug, this deck is actually still good. And that's actually crazy to me. If they ever fix that, I think that's the kind of bug they'll just leave in there and be like, yeah, it's intended now. Kind of the way they did with Yondu. Yondu's wording originally would not imply that it discounted death, but it's kind of the only thing he ever saw play for. So they were like, you know what? That's actually just going to be what he does now. Now he explicitly discounts death and it's, totally fine. And I think they might end up doing something like that with Phoenix Force, where it's just like, look, we don't want this card to be too crazy, so we're going to make it stay the way that it is. 2099 was the spice that we threw into this list because of the, encouragement of my Twitch chat. Thank you so much for that. I really, truly appreciate it. Thank you. And 2099 was actually kind of solid. When you play 2099 though, keep in mind, you only get him to work one time. If you move him with Ghost Spider and then move him with Heimdall, he will still only work one time. But this is a metagame where people are really counting on having 4 units in a location, Elsa decks, for example. So he really does have some useful utility. And he's also just not bad on rate. 4-6 is fine. It's not what you want to be doing. Don't get committed to it. Don't be like, oh, they snapped me. I have this awesome 25%er on Miguel. That'll be so cool. Don't do that. But it is nice sauce on top of what you're doing already. This guy owns so hard. It's just, there are so many decks that absolutely just die instantly to you playing Shuri, snapping, and then playing a Nimrod. Like, they just immediately die. There are so many decks that die to this guy. And right now, the decks that die to this guy are some of the most popular decks in the metagame. Loki, Elsa type stuff. Like, they're very often just not able to interact. Maybe they have a Cosmo, but you have Ghost Spider to play around that if you need to. And it's like, it's really hard for a deck like that to deal with what you're doing as long as you're performing one of the two main game plans here. They just don't have the tools. Heimdall's the other bit of sauce that we have in this list. He's cool, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with a Heimdall here. A secondary ability to get more of the, you know, Phoenix Forced multiple mans. But mostly what he's doing here is just trying to catch people off guard. There are a lot of people who do like Alioth stuff right now, and Heimdall kind of makes Alioth look very, very stupid. So that's the major reason why he's here. Secondary reasons are like, you know, the multiple man stuff. There's a Human Torch in the deck. There's a 29.99 in the deck. 20.99 even. And there's just a lot of things that can benefit from him, in addition to this being a meta where, you know, it actually is worth scamming someone with this, because most people aren't playing around Heimdall and Phoenix Force. I sure fucking wouldn't play around Heimdall and Phoenix Force. And that is just enough to be good right now, honestly. Like, just doing things your opponent doesn't expect and being able to have a proactive game plan that goes over mid-range decks is enough. We love America Chavez in this deck. We love her more than in almost any other deck, because our deck falls apart if we don't do specific things before turn 6. And America Chavez makes doing those specific things before turn 6 more likely in all cases. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching this far. I hope you enjoy the gameplay to come. The real impetus for me making this video was I had so much fun playing the games, and I just felt like I wanted to get a gameplay video of something I had fun with on this channel. And I do think there's like some competitive relevance to this, I really do. But I just wanted to get something that you could see me enjoying the game again when I played it. I really wanted that to be something that I focused on. So please let me know if you like this kind of video. I am a little bit apprehensive because I feel like a lot of what I do on this channel is like the most specific meta stuff you can get. And it's like, all right, do you guys really want another video on Elsa Loki, or do you want to watch me having some fun? So please let me know in the comments. I really do and will read them and listen to your input. I very much appreciate it. Thank you so much for making it this far. Let's get into the conquest. I will see you in the next one. This guy's a fucking top 100 gamer. All right. Change the scene. Do you know Atrix? I mean, I know the name. We were in Twitch Rivals. Like, I know who he is. Why? This hand is actually so fucked up. Oh my god. This is disgusting. This is actually disgusting. What we're doing right here is actually disgusting. No! Oh. I'm so upset. I'm so fucking mad. All right. Okay. Murked. Fucking murked, dude. One turn too late. One turn too late. So we will have priority here. I mean, this looks like a win to me. Or at least something similar to a potential win. I don't fucking know. I'm just making the play. Let's go. I don't really know. I'm just making the play. Not thinking about this one too hard. It just looks cool. Snap, I did. I snapped before my fucking Phoenix Force got discarded. We do win, I think. Chomp. Nimrod. Nice. Nice. We got him. Justice for Sokovia. Fuck. Dude. Oh, justice for Sokovia. Spider-Man 2099 did activate in that game. We got that going for us. We are so close to snapping this. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Look. We have Shuri, Nimrod, and already one guy that goes boom. Okay? I feel like I just basically have to make this play. Alright, that's a second guy that goes boom. We're about to play some Shuri fucking Nimrod. If I get a MODOK off this X-Mansion, I'm literally quitting the game. I fucking hate Marvel Snap. This is the shittiest game to ever live. Fuck me. Alright. It is winnable. No, it's not. R18 just loses to their Chavez. What if they're not playing America Chavez? What if they're not playing America Chavez? Oh my god. Greatest. We did it. Whoa. Holy shit. We did it. It's a desync issue, Asymptotic Ape. I mean, you have to snap these every time. The matchup's really good, and I don't know if there's anything they can do about it. They're pretty much just fucking dead because of the queue, I think. Yep, that's Yep. Yep. They call me Ninny Roddy Piper. Okay, we have priority by 1 point, and that probably wins us the game. We get shanged, and I'm fairly certain we just kind of win anyway. Because no one plays around double Venom off the Time Theater, right? Nobody is like, that's a thing that'll happen. But it did. And then if we get shanged, the Nimrods go even further onto the other locations. Darkhawk. Jesus, that was closer than I thought. That was closer than I thought it would be. Hot damn. All right. Shit. Anyway, yeah. The thing about Phoenix Force is it really takes a shit on those decks, especially in Conquest, when you can be like, especially in Conquest, when you can like snap when you have the good hands and they just sort of get bullied, right? Like, you kind of just snap when you have the good hands and then just bully the fuck out of them. I also didn't play around the double Darkhawk. That's true. What is up with this? Rue, what the fuck, man? Get out of my silvers. You're sniping me? I'm being sniped? The cool thing about Phoenix Force is you can know basically from your opening hand whether the game is going to be a good one or a bad one. Because it's like, you basically immediately get to know. You just got to figure out what the fuck their deck is first. So if I'm not mistaken, we can just Shuri Nimrod over there, and it's like the most fucked up thing on Earth. Wait, he knows what I'm playing. He knows what I'm playing. This is someone in my chat. This is the hardest Silver Conquest of all time. It's literally 2 top 100 players. 2099 is a card now. No, not really. Not so much. All right, this 2099 Ghost Spider play, we're gonna fucking pop off with this shit, dog. I'm gonna fucking pop off with this shit, dog. Wait, it's a mirror? You're fucking me. All right, are we Heimdall Juke gamers? There is a decent chance we are Heimdall Juke gamers. We are. We are Heimdall Juke gamers. What's the stuff this Phoenix Force could be? Ooh, that's a bad one. So, Phoenix Force can be Boom Boom Guys or Chavez. Fuck it. Oh my god, they're snapping me back. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it for 8. Let's go. That lady's big as fuck. Damn, they gotta actually be scared of that, don't they? Because, like, now I can take this middle, and I can go, like, this. Let's do it, baby. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. They went for the Heim juke? They went for the Heim juke? But we outbrained them? 2099! Let's fucking go! Demolished. Galactabrain. Galactic brain powers unlocked. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Easiest silver ticket of my entire life. Literally, the deck did not drop a cube. Literally, the deck did not drop a cube. What the fuck? What the fuck? Easiest silver ticket win of my entire actual life. Holy.